Hi, my name is Mel, and I'm going to go through some common monitor and display issues. And this is sort of going to cover most operating systems. So the first one, no signal or black screen. What this usually means, the monitor is on but is not receiving a usable video signal from the computer. Common causes, a loose or wrong cable like HDMI, DisplayPort, DVI, VGA, USB-C. The wrong input selected on the monitor. The GPU not seated properly or failed. PC not actually booting, power post issue. Key terms, input source, the port monitor is listening to, so that's HDMI or something else. GPU, graphics processor unit, the chip, the card that sends video to the monitor. Post, power on self-test, the basic hardware check when a computer starts. Fixes, check the power, monitor light on, try another power outlet or cable. Check cables, unplug all the cables at both ends, monitor and the PC, and plug them both in. Try a different cable or port. All right, check the input source. Use monitor buttons menu to select a correct input. Test with another monitor or TV. If the second displays works, the original monitor or cable is suspect. If second display also fails, the PC or GPU issue is usually a problem. If a desktop with a GPU card, try plugging into another motherboard video port if available. If that works, GPU may be faulty or driver broken. Out of range, unsupported resolution, flickering. What this means is the computer is sending resolution or refresh rate the monitor can't handle. So key terms, resolution, the number of pixels, e.g. 1920 times 1080. Refresh rate. How many times per second the screen updates? 60 hertz, 144 hertz. So in fixes Windows, boot into safe mode, uses basic display settings. Right click desktop, go to display settings, advanced display, cease supported resolution refresh rate. Start with 1920 times 1080 at 60 hertz if unsure. Alright, in Mac OS, go to Apple, System Settings Displays, hold Option while clicking Scale to see more resolutions. Choose a lower resolution and 60 hertz. In Linux, use display settings on your desktop environment, GNOME or KDE, or Terminal, XRANDR to list modes, XRANDR space pipe output name pipe mode 1920 times 1080 rate 60. All right, so if you need to do terminal, it's probably best getting AI to actually give you the instructions. I'm just telling you instructions, but you'd get the AI to help you with this. So wrong resolution or blurry text. What this means is a monitor is not running at its native resolution. So native resolution is the actual physical pixel grid of the monitor. Anything else is scaled or looks soft and blurry. Fixes in Windows, go to display settings, ensure resolution stays recommended, usually native. If text is tiny, adjust scaling like 125%, 50% instead of lowering resolution. Mac OS, system settings, displays, choose default for display or more space / large text. Mac OS uses HIDPI scaling to keep things sharp. Linux, use display settings to set native resolution, adjust scale like 125%, 150%. So use a desktop environment if you've got one, otherwise use commands. All right. Second monitor not detected, causes cable port issue, GPU only seeing one output, operating system display settings misconfigured. Fixes all systems. Hardware checks first. Connect second. Check that second monitor has cable, power, and correct input selected. Swap cables and ports between monitors to see if the issue follows a cable or port. In Windows, Win plus P, choose extend or duplicate display settings, detect display, update GPU drivers like NVIDIA or AMD or Intel. Mac OS, go to System Settings, Display Arrangement tab, check if second monitor appears. If not, try different cable adapter. On laptops, close region, reopen lid, or restart with the monitor connected. In Linux, display settings, look for a second monitor, XRANDR to see if it's listed. If not, suspect cable, GPU, or driver. Screen tearing or stuttering. What it is, his horizontal rips in the image where motion occurs, caused by GPU and monitor being out of sync. Key terms: VSync, FreeSync, or G-Sync. Technologies to sync GPU output with monitor to refresh. Enable VSync in game app settings. If the monitor supports FreeSync or G-Sync, enable it in monitor menu and GPU control manual. Ensure refresh rate is set correctly. 144 monitor actually running at 144 Hertz. Colors, what issues? Blue to washed out or tinted. To blue, washed out or tinted. So causes wrong color profile, HDR misconfigured, bad cable connector, monitor settings changed. All the monitors faulty. Color profile or ICC profile. Files that describe how displays show color. HDR, high dynamic range. Wider brightness, color range can look wrong if app or monitor or operating systems don't align. So fixes: reset monitor to factory defaults on its screen menu. Turn off HDR if colors look weird and you don't need it. So in Windows, go to display settings, HDR, turn off if problematic. Color management, set to correct profile or use default. In Mac OS, system settings, displays, color, choose default profile for the monitor. In Linux, desktop display settings, color, and reset or choose default profile. And if you need to look up commands, just use like Copilot or ChatGPT or something to look up commands in Linux. So random black screens or intermittent signals causes failing cable, especially cheap HDMI or /DP, digital port, loose connector, GPU overheating or unstable, power saving features misbehaving. Fixes: try different cable, good quality, correct spec for resolution refresh rate, plug directly into GPU, avoid daising, chaining adapters if possible, check GPU temperatures. So in Windows, HW monitor /MSI afterburner, Linux sensors, disable aggressive power saving on GPU /monitor for temporarily to test. Backlight issues: very dim, uneven, flickering brightness. Backlight is the light source behind the LCD panel. So causes low brightness setting, auto brightness, adaptive brightness, failing backlight hardware. Use monitor buttons, so fixes: use monitor buttons to increase backlight on laptops. Window action set or settings, system display brightness. You can do that on desktops too, by the way. Mac OS, keyboard brightness or keys control signals. Linux, display desktop brightness slider or bright, NESSCTL. Disable adaptive brightness, auto brightness to test. If still dim and flickering, likely a hardware failure. Dead pixels or stuck pixels. What they are: dead pixels, always black. Stuck pixel, always one color, red, green, blue. Fixes: sometimes gentle pressure plus pixel fixing videos can revive stuck pixels. And dead pixels are usually permanent. Replace the monitor and check the warranty policy. You're going to have to replace it. So obviously don't clean your monitor with water or any sort of liquid. Use specialised cloth that you can clean monitors with, please. I can't tell you the number of times I've dealt with people who sprayed, like spray and wipe or something on the bloody monitor and all of a sudden it's shit itself. So don't. Operating systems specific, no display and boot. If you see display logo but no Windows login, try safe mode, interrupt boot 3 times or use recovery media. In safe mode, remove GPU drivers and reinstall cleanly. So that's in Windows. In Mac OS, if Mac boots but no external display, reset NVRANDR so NVRAM or PRAM on Intel Macs. Try a different adapter, USB-C to HDMI to DisplayPort or USB-A. Beat with only one external display connected. If you get text mode or TTY mode but no GUI, GPIO driver issues, so NVIDIA AMD, reinstall or switch drivers from proprietary to open source to vice versa. Check display manager service like GDM, SDDM. So look, these are some of the things that monitors, things, problems, and hopefully things that you can look to go fixing it. And again, it's a case of trying one thing after another. All right.